Kayn is one of the strongest junglers in the game at the moment, and I'm going to be showcasing in this video how to carry with Red Kayn. A lot of people have been saying that he's not as good as Blue, and I do agree with that, but I think you can still make it working. I think you can still 1v9 games even in the highest ranks. In this game, I'm going to be showcasing a Master Tier 200 LP plus MMR game where I play against a Darius jungle, one of the best junglers in the previous patch. So I'm going to showcase how to beat strong early game junglers as Kayn and how to snowball with Red Kayn in 1v9. If you guys like the video, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think about Red Kayn currently in the meta, and let's get right into the video. So in this game, I'm going to be going over a full Red Kayn gameplay. So we're going to be going over a VOD that I had recently as Kayn. I'm going to be showcasing how to carry with him and what to do in the early game to be able to secure that lead so that you can snowball into mid game. Kayn is not that strong in the late game. He falls off really hard. So you need to be able to try to carry the game through the mid game. And I'm going to be showcasing that in this game. I'm also going to be going over the runes and the build that you should be currently going into certain comps. There's two builds that you should be going on Kayn at the moment, on Red Kayn. You should be either going Voltaic Red Kayn or Eclipse Red Kayn. If they have a lot of melee characters and they're tanky, I would recommend going Eclipse into that because you're not really going to be able to burst them as easily with the Voltaic, and the slow is not that useful. But if they have like squishy melee characters, Voltaic Red Kayn is perfect because you can stick to them with the slow from the Voltaic item, and it helps you just pretty much burst them down since they're squishier and they don't really build too much armor. Alright, in this game we got a free early kill on the Leona. I typically like to look for an invade if I have a strong early game. In this case we have a Shin, and their level 1 is not that strong. They have Darius Q level 1 and Jhin and Leona. So their level 1 is could be a little bit scary, but I think our level 1 is better if we get a pick with the Shin taunt. Leona was overextended here, so it's crazy. Even in high ranks like master tiers, like they still make us so many mistakes in this elo. Even all the way up to challenger, they make a lot of mistakes, so you always want to be able to capitalize on that. Here I start Raptors because I'm late to my camp cycle anyways. I would usually start red buff, but I decided to start Raptors here because I obviously with the invade I had to recall and I was late, so I need to do my smaller camps first so I can at least get some tempo back for my clear. We did end up getting the kill, but it's not really enough to buy anything, so I just sit on the gold until I'm able to purchase a bigger component. The only thing I could have probably gotten was boots, but I have the boot rune, so can't even purchase. We are later than usual, again, because we're back late and we started the clear late. We also messed up a little bit on the clear too, to be fair. I see the Darius here. I know I could steal this for free, but I can't really fight him. I'm a higher level than him. I get the scuttle for free. I look to trade a little bit with him. I do have Prow mid. He lets me go because he sees the fizz. I'm really confused. That Darius could have killed me there very easily. I guess he doesn't have flash. He could have easily killed me. That was very, very troll by me. I wanted to take a trade with him though. Try to secure a little bit of form early. I did have mid prior, but I didn't take into account that my fizz did not have ignite. So they actually could have killed us there. That was a huge mistake. Darius does a big mistake here. If you're ever in a situation where you lose the first scuttle, you should just honestly reset and just go straight to your other side of the camps. Like you should go straight to your, wherever you started. Like this Darius started out top side, so you should just go to his graph that's gonna be respawning here soon. Now he's really late for his clear. He's wasting so much time for like a scuttle, level 1 scuttle that gives you like barely any XP and gold, and he didn't even do his Krug, so like his clear is just super messed up. I guess he's doing just a full clear, a double full clear just like me. So I guess this is not that bad, but he didn't do his Krug, so he's going to be always behind on me. He's pretty much down 2 levels right now. I'm level 5, he's level 3, just from clear alone. This is exactly what can happen if you don't know what you're doing in the early game in terms of properly clearing. Now he's recalling after Grump. Huge mistake by him. He's going to be down in tempo the entire game. It's very bad for like a Darius to be down in tempo on a Kayn because I do outscale him, and I do counter him when I get my form. I can just one-shot him very easily. So I know my wolves are spawning here, and I just do another full clear. There's nothing on the map, as you guys can see. I'm not really looking for anything too aggressive. The most aggressive play that I made was fighting the Darius in the river, which was honestly a mistake. But other than that, though, I'm just clearing at the moment. And this is a very like close game in the early game because my team feeds a lot. Alright, so I'm doing a full clear here. I don't spot any gank potentials yet. Maybe bot could be potentially gankable if they overextend, but we do have a Senna who's roaming, so it's no real gank potential. I don't really like playing for Senna lanes, but they do have a Leona, so I am trying to like counter their Leona engage if she ever tries to full all in. I don't really know what my Senna's doing here. I'm just trying to follow up, but this is very troll because Leona can rotate on us here, and Senna is very easy to kill. This Senna is very tilted. I think she gets caught here. I'm not really too sure. No. Okay, so I see they're like fighting mid, and I see the Darius is looking to path down towards the dragon, so I'm just gonna force his objective here. It's very important that you look to force objectives when the enemy jungle is on the other side. So always be looking at your minimap. This is very important that you take these to deny them the mission for the boots, the upgraded boots. Even just taking one, like let's say this Darius was to rotate over to these grabs because he saw me going topside to deny me from taking these. Even just taking one and getting out is perfectly fine, but I see that they were gonna full on commit to the dragon, so I just look to commit as well. I see Mundo is very low. I see there's a potential dive. I know my Shin has Ignite as well. Looking for dives is also very important. I know that he does have ult, but with Ignite we can easily burst him. I make sure I flash auto into ult. I troll here a little bit actually. I should have not walked back for the Q. Like he was pretty much dead. I think if I would have angled my Q a little bit better, I would have lived there. Also Shin maybe ults me a little bit sooner, thanks to the first shot, but it's okay. It's still worth for me. In hindsight, I would have preferred to live there though, because I would have been able to take all of Darius' topside camps. But it's okay. We get a kill, we get more orbs for our form, which is the most important part, is getting our form. So even if we get the camps, if we're not close to our form by mid game, then we're just gonna be really behind. We would typically want to aim to get form around 10 minutes. And for the runes I went this game, I decided to go with Conquer, Triumph, Tenacity, Last Stand into Cosmic Insight, and Boots. It's pretty much the standard runes for Kayn now. Transcendence and the Ultimate Arcanist, I think it's called. It's not that good anymore. They nerfed it a lot. I think it could be good in some situations, but other than that, I don't really find it too useful. Like, unless you're like against super heavy tanks. I think the setup is a lot better. You can even go for Domination Tree as well. A Korean Kayn likes to go Domination. I think it's really good too if you want to go for more damage centric. You can go for the Lethality rune in the Domination Tree, and then one of the warding runes. You can even go for Treasure Hunter as well. I think it's sudden impact, and Treasure Hunter would be probably the best setup for the most gold and damage that you can get for that rune. I know that Darius is in his top side here, so I'm trying to look for an invade. I know that I'm a lot stronger than him as well, so this should be an easy 1v1 for me. I think I mess up here though. Yep, I messed up heavy here. This is a very huge mistake by me. I should have tried to smite the Grump when I had to smite instead of smiting him. I would have killed the Grump in front of him, got the heal from the Grump, denied him the double Q on me and the Grump, which was why he lived. He got the Q on me and the Grump, and he healed back a lot of health. Alright. But then that invade in hindsight was good. He should have died there for sure. It was just a misplay by me. I know that I'm a lot stronger than him in the early game, and I'm up a level on him, so that should have been just a free kill. I killed my tempo a little bit, but like I said, I'm going to be showcasing here how to win with my team pretty much at a deficit, and me as well. Darius is, right now, he's got more gold than me, I'm pretty sure. But it's perfectly fine. Kayn is, like I said, Kayn outscales Darius. Darius can only really beat this matchup if he bullies me really hard in the early game and denies me. So Leona ends really hard here, and I get my form off of this, which is huge, very huge for me here. Never be afraid to let dragons go in the early game as Kayn. You don't always want to contest every single objective because Kayn is weak in the early game, and by forcing those objectives in the early game without like any like real pressure from your team or you having any type of lead, you would just force like fights, skirmishes that will happen that you would just lose for free, and then you just slowly start losing the game off of that. I typically give the first dragon, maybe even the second dragon if I'm really behind. But after the second dragon, obviously, is when I start looking to fight for objectives. I always trade objectives, though. Kayn is very bad at taking dragons in general because he's just weak in those skirmish fights and just slow at doing dragon. So, like, the grubs are very good to be trading when enemy junglers are playing heavy for dragon. Alright, so right now, I know that Liliana's going to look to make some play for grubs, so I'm trying to get my form as fast as possible, and then I'm looking to path top. I'm actually really strong at the moment. I have a full Eclipse, and I'm going to showcase why I think Eclipse is really, really broken into comps like these, where they have like 3 melee tanky characters. This Darius decided to go lethality, which is very weird. Alright, I look to focus down the Darius first because I don't want him to get any resets. It's very important that you prioritize the right targets in fights and not tunnel. If we don't kill Darius there first, he will just get resets and one-shot me. So I make sure I focus Darius, one-shot him, get his shutdown. Then I get to kill Leona for free. And anything after that is just free because everyone else is not as ahead as Darius is. So us killing the most fed target, which is the Darius first, just pretty much leads to me getting a free quadra kill here. And just snowballing the aim off of this play right here. This is the Darius and the enemy team not really respecting my presence on the map and my pressure that I have now, as I have form and full item. Form, full item Kayn, Red Kayn specifically, can fight pretty much any melee characters in the mid game when you have your first item. Like, if they're not super far ahead, if you're just even, Darius cannot stand a chance against Red Kayn, and neither can like Mundo or Leona, and not even Ari, to be honest. Unless Ari is super far ahead, she can't really do much against me. She doesn't have enough damage to just completely burst me through my ult and healing and just my healing in general. And a lot of times in these early fights, they won't have any healing reduction, so just a free fight. I do the grubs here, and then I look to make sure that I take my topside. I don't just instantly recall. I look to make sure I take my topside camps, and then I will look for the recall. I'm always looking to create more gold lead and just keep my lead, extending my lead permanently. I see that my phase is missing, so I just catch the wave for free mid. I'm not really going to look to fight Dragon because I don't have my ult yet. I think I have a couple of seconds left of my ultimate, and my Senna is trolling very hard by being topside. We could have potentially fought this though, but my Karthus also ran it down. He died, so we just have to understand when we have to like sack. We just sack the dragon, and we just catch the mid wave. We farm. They have 2 dragons, but it's obvious. It's perfectly fine. Doesn't really matter too much. As long as we're able to consistently keep getting gold until we get to like our 2 to 3 item spike on Red Kayn, then we should be able to carry the game no matter what. For the build that I'm running at the moment on Red Kayn, I'm either, like I said, I'm going either Eclipse or Voltaic. This game I went Eclipse, and I'm going into Cleaver. Then I will look for a Death Dance or a Sterex if they have no real AD heavy team. If they're mostly like AP, I will go for like a Sterex or a Maw, and then I will go Death Dance. And then from there you just build situation items. Here I full clear my bot side. Now I'm looking for a top side play. I know that Darius is top side, so I'm going to try to hover my Shin. I'm spamming him to back off here, but he just keeps kiting towards, like, I'm spamming him that I'm coming, but he keeps kiting towards Darius for some reason. I don't really know why he keeps kiting that way instead of just kiting towards me, but it's whatever. We kill the Darius here for free. I think I die here as well, but it's fine. Oh no, I'm out. And I end up killing Darius too. He somehow lived 1 HP. I think he lived because he queued off of me. We do end up getting the Darius too, which is great. And we're out as well. We would have run this super hard if Shen would have just kited towards me. I don't really know why he tunneled so hard on running towards the Mundo instead of running towards me. Here I want to look to stop the Mundo from taking tower, so I'm going to try to pressure him when he walks up. I know he doesn't have ult, so it should be a free kill. He ends up getting away. Flashes. We get his flash for free. It's fine. We lose. I think, pretty sure we lose the boots objective though, because they have the 2 dragons. Oh no, actually, I think they still haven't gotten it yet. I wish the replay would show that somewhere. I'm trying to see if it shows it anywhere, but not really. Alright, right now I have a huge CS lead on Darius, and this is pretty much how you beat matchups like Darius, champions that are very strong in the early game but they don't really scale. It's is just by through farming. You farm a lot faster than most junglers. Not really than Darius. Darius should honestly be farming a lot faster than this. This guy just doesn't really know what he's doing. But we're able to exploit that. Even though he's honestly he's a one trick Darius, so I don't really know how he let himself fall so behind. This is just an example of like a jungler who's more worried about looking for plays and just permanently ganking and trying to get objectives instead of just properly first farming and then looking for plays and balancing them out properly. He's focusing too much on one thing instead of balancing out. That's why he's so behind. He's behind in terms of items. He's the same level as me though, which is crazy to be honest because I'm up so much farm. So this just shows how like shitty jungle can be even if you have a huge lead. I'm pretty much up like 30 CS on him. I do have 2 items though, so that is very big. And his item is cheap as well. Yomus. Yomus is very troll. I don't really know why he went Yomus against Kayn. He's just going to be one-shot the entire game. And same as for like Karthus and Fizz. It just doesn't really make sense why he would go Yomus. Alright, so my team right now is like non-existent. I have a Senna who's 0-5. My Karthus is 1-2. My mid is doing okay. He's actually doing pretty good to be honest. And then my top is just completely feeding the game. He's 1-4. So here I know the Ahri is bot side. I get a free pick. I'm able to capitalize on poor map movement by the enemy team. I'm able to get the skill for free. My Senna steals it, but it's okay. Pretty sure we're able to also secure the Darius as well. Yep. We have tier 2 boots. He can't really outrun us here. We get the Leona ultimate as well, and we just force a free fight here. Got a double kill. And Shen and Kayn is super huge combo mid to late game as well. It's really big. Like Kayn can pretty much jump into a team fight, get Shen ulted, and then ult someone, and then Shen just gets a free taunt on that target. It's pretty much an instant one shot. So I know Darius and Ahri are dead, so anytime you kill the enemy jungler, make sure you're always denying him. Like I cannot emphasize this enough. Make sure you go into his jungle, taking his camps, denying him from being able to get back into the game. Darius honestly is not a jungler that will get back into the game though. He falls off really hard, so just being able to beat Darius in the early game is huge within itself. Since he doesn't really scale, he's more of a mid game champ as well. He's kind of like early mid game champion, and then he just completely falls off. So I don't have any real threats for me in this game. Jhin can never really kill me late game when I build armor. We play out Vision here. We know Leona's going to check just to look for Vision. Then we're able to create a pick off on her. Always focus Darius. If you're up against a Darius, always if he fucks up, just make sure you always focus him. It's very important that you don't let him just reset on your team for free. I'm super strong here, so I can pretty much look for anything. In worst case, I just ult Mundo, in which I counter super hard and I just get all my health back. I'm just pretty much full health. Alright, that was a good dodge by Mundo. Good flash from Senna here. Darius flashed. Darius didn't flash, but Darius almost caught the Senna there, which is good. Yeah, Red Kayn and Shen is just crazy combo. If you ever look to deal with anyone, make sure you deal with the Shen. Shen is really good with Red Kayn. Even Blue Kayn, but mostly Red Kayn, because it's just the combo. You can knock someone up and just give Shen a free E. You can ult inside of someone and give Shen a free E. It's just like pretty much an instant one-shot combo. Very underrated combo. Alright, so their team is honestly also feeding really hard, to be honest. The Jhin was the only real player that could have carried this, but he made too many mistakes, got his shutdown for free. Their Mundo won't really be able to do anything. And Ahri like is building a lot of health. I don't know why she's building health into a Red Kayn. Also very troll from the Ahri. Like it's crazy that this game right here, like I'm gonna showcase on the screen, it's like a 200 LP MMR game. It's crazy how a lot of the players in this elo just mess up their builds and just make so much mistakes for like such like a rank that has like low players in it compared to like the rest of the ranks. Alright, so my Senna gets caught out here, I'm pretty sure. We're not really paying too much attention to that. We're not going to look to force anything right now. There's nothing on the map to fight for. Our Senna is just randomly getting caught and trying to ward when no one's on the map. Our Karthus is backed. Our Shen is in base. I was in base. I don't know why supports just tend to make these like huge mistakes trying to get vision and deny vision when no one's on the map to help you. So here I'm really strong though. I'm still trying to just make sure they don't do the autocon for free. Because I do think that would be a big hit for us to lose. I think that's really important that we secure this to win this game. So if they were going to go for that, I was going to look for the fight since I'm super strong. I was just going to take the risk and go for that fight. but they didn't end up doing it, so I just let them get the rift for free. Darius just commits a huge mistake here. I don't know why he walks into us like this. Completely just one-shot him. Like I said, that build does not work against Kayn. He's just gonna get completely one-shot. Even if he built health, he would honestly just get one-shot. This matchup is really bad for Darius if I ever get a lead. Even without a lead, to be honest, Red Kayn can pretty much kill Darius like 99% of the time, unless you let Darius hit everything on you, because you just do way too much damage, and you have too much survivability for Darius to be able to kill you. You can just dodge his Q very easily as well, and if you ever land W on him and your team's there, he just completely gets one shot. So we do end up getting the Otacon for free just because their Mundo overextended. I don't have Smite here, but it's fine. Ari is not likely to contest this. So right now my goal was to get this Otacon and just look for picks like this. Like if the enemy just keeps walking up and keeps trying to farm solo, I'm going to be there. Kayn is very, very good at hovering side lanes just because of his E, his movement, and just like the map presence you can have with your E. You can pretty much get around the map very easily, so being able to hover side lane is huge. Never letting anyone farm for free. These are things that you can always look to punish. Especially another tip that I can give you guys, especially in a game like this against Darius, if you ever get any lead against Darius in the early game, try to invade him. I know that it sounds crazy, but you can pretty much kill him if you ever have a level lead. If you have a level lead, like I said, his kit, the only way he kills you is he hits everything on you, but with your Q, you can pretty much dodge most of his kit. You can dodge his Q, you can dodge his E, you can pretty much dodge his E with your E as well. It's like, it's very hard for Darius to completely just shut you down. That's why I honestly think this matchup is really good, believe it or not. Only way Darius can completely just shut you out of the game is if he just gets a huge lead and is farming as well consistently. Other than that, this is what just happens to Darius. He just gets one shot. That's why I didn't like last patch there was like the Darius meta. I think it was 2 patches ago. There was a Darius meta. I never understood why he was so broken, because every time I played against Darius, even when he was broken, I never really felt like he was that oppressive to me, like as Kayn. Maybe I'm just like biased because I play Kayn, but he never felt that oppressive. So I know he was really good into other junglers for sure though, but it just never felt like that for me this Kayn. Blue Kayn is really getting into Darius too. If you build a huge lead early, like Blue Kayn is just so broken right now. Like he is for sure by far the best form. But I see a lot of people saying that you can't carry with the Red Kayn, and I think you can. Like I feel like there is a lot of carry potential, especially in the lower ranks. It's where most of the player bases, like their lower ranks, I think you can easily carry with the Red Kayn. There shouldn't be any excuse. He does feel a little bit more lackluster though than Blue, and than how he felt before previously. It's just very annoying that you can't Q in Profane Hydra. I still miss that combo. I know I'm talking about that like patches later, but I still miss that combo. I would be playing this game way much more if that was still in the game. Alright, so right now my goal is to just fight the next dragon, and then just look to play for Baron. They did end up moving the Baron to 25 minutes, so that's why we're just playing a little bit slower here. Like no one on my team really has any huge leads, and I don't want to just throw my lead by just forcing random fights without any like gain. So I'm in this downtime that there's no objectives. I'm just farming, constantly farming. You don't want to be just forcing plays relentlessly when you're the only person with a lead, because eventually you will get caught and you will somehow mess up a play, and then you will just get shut down, and that will let the enemy team back into the game. You want to make sure you deny that as much as possible. So farming is still important even in the later parts of the game. Even if you feel like you're super far ahead, you're always able to farm more and still keep getting more levels. So you want to just continue your level lead, just like I am with this Darius. I'm still 2 levels ahead of him, and I'm not done just farming. I'm still consistently looking to just keep building my lead against this Darius. I never want to let him back into the game or like fall off. I always want to have a lead on the enemy team. It's a good dodge by the Jhin. And they're bursting him. They walk up way too far. They're not respecting my presence on the map. So right now I'm trying to spam ping to do Baron, but my team wants to fight this, and I just can't do Baron solo as Kayn. So we're just going to look to kill the Darius very quickly, and then we can go for the Baron. Honestly, We could have just gone for the Baron, just forced him to fight us, but I think this is better because we do deny them from just pushing randomly bot and just taking a free inhib. We're just so far ahead now that even if we kill like Darius a little bit slow and the rest of his team respawns, we're still able to do the Baron regardless because we can just turn on them very easily. Like right now I can pretty much 3v1. No one on the team has enough burst damage to kill me. I did end up going for the Death Dance third because I do have the Darius, the Mundo, the Jhin. Jhin was actually the only strongest player on their enemy team, so the armor was very useful. This is very like old build, like last season type build, but I think it's still very, very viable. I think a lot of people shy away from Death Dance, but I think Death Dance is actually feels really good, to be honest. Especially when you're ahead. When you're ahead, Death Dance feels great. If you're behind, it doesn't feel so good, obviously. So with this huge lead, I have pretty much a 4-level lead on Darius. I have a 4-level lead on a 200 LP Master Tier player. I know that's not that high of a rank, but like that's crazy. 4-level lead. You would think that he would be a little bit better than this. It's just like it's not even like that he made any huge mistakes in the early game. It's more so that he just made more mistakes in terms of like pathing. That's really what set him behind and what really just allowed me to take over this game so easily. Just because he skipped those Krugs and decided to like skip Krugs to fight the Scuttle instead of just doing the Krugs, resetting and just clearing his jungle again, just like I did. There's no reason for him to not do his Krugs for the Scuttle. Just losing the Scuttle for him was not going to be that detrimental. It would have made no difference. We both would have been tied in farm and XP and he could have potentially forced more fights in the early game. Since I was always up a level, I was always consistently able to pressure him, even invade him, even look for a kill. If I didn't mess up the play in the early game, I would have just killed him in that invade too. Just knowing your limits on Kayn and being able to know when you can and can't invade. This is a really bad W here. I would have been able to kill him if I land that. I think they still end up looking for a fight here. We just kill them all. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just way too ahead. They can't really contest anything. I'm looking for the Darius in these fights, making sure that he just doesn't get to freely reset. One shot the Darius here quickly. And then after Darius dies, it's pretty much free. Because if Darius, believe it or not, if Darius gets a fully charged 5-stack on me and ult, he can actually pretty much one-shot me. So I'm trying to deny that. I don't know why Shen leaves here. Should have just helped me auto this. We could have killed the Mundo for free. Thank God Mundo didn't notice and killed me. He would have got my shutdown. And we just hard to counter Mundo too. He can't really do anything ever. My team is just pushing mid here and we're just looking for an end. That's pretty much how you use a lead in the early game, which was mostly the lead that I built wasn't even like just... the lead that I built wasn't even farm. No, it was farm related. It wasn't even like kills related because in the early game I think I was like 3-3 or 2-3 or 2-2. But it was just like the way I cleared my camps and then I used my lead to invade the Darius and create more pressure on him. And I was able to get that form early by forcing ganks that they didn't really work out. Like I didn't really get the kill on the Darius in the river, or I didn't really get the kill on the Darius topside when I died. But I was able to pressure him enough to get that form. I think Red Kayn is actually still really good, and I think that you can definitely carry with him. If you guys have any questions in the comments, let me know down below. Let me know what you guys think about Red Kayn, the current meta. Do you guys prefer red or blue? Thank you guys so much for watching again. I'm going to be posting a guide here soon on Kayn in general for Season 15. Just both forms, blue and Red Kayn. I'm going to be doing an in-depth guide on what runes to go, what playstyles to be playing with blue Kayn, and how to play in like every elo. And then I'm going to continue my series. I left off on like Master Tier. I'm going to do the Grandmaster game and then the Challenger game. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys again for supporting my videos. I'm going to try to be more consistent, and I will be posting here soon again that guide. And then leave down below again like what should I post after the guide. I'm trying to like come up with ideas, but it can be a little bit hard sometimes. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.